Hi, I'm CJ Altmerg at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I want to walk you through a Cimarron stock combo today, but we've got this trailer hooked up to a 2019 GMC. And the reason why is I want to talk to you about some things that we do here at Transwest on our Cimarron trailers that kind of combat what we're seeing in the new truck market with these trucks getting taller and taller and us having issues with the trailer running level, which is first and foremost, but then also having bed clearance. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through this 20-foot stock combo here in a minute, but first we're going to kind of start off with the gooseneck. We'll talk about some axles, bed clearance, etc. on this unit here. In the early 2000s, the average gooseneck drop wall was 47 inches. And when we talk about gooseneck drop walls, I'll show you under here what we're talking about. But the gooseneck drop wall starts from right here and goes to the bottom of the box. So again, in the early 2000s, the standard height was 47 inches. Then the trucks got taller and taller. So what a lot of the manufacturers did is they went to a standard drop wall height of 50 inches. Well, in today's world, these trucks have continued to get taller and taller. So what we've done on our non-living quarters Cimarrons here, all of our new inventory, is we've actually gone in and made these a 53-inch gooseneck drop wall. And there's multiple reasons as to why. I talked about axles. This trailer has 2 axles. You want to use them. You want the weight to be evenly distributed on them. So what we need is we need this trailer to run level, but yet we still want bed clearance because we don't want to tear up our bed. So on some of the older trailers, I say it time and time again, pay attention to some older trailers on some new trucks, and you'll see one of two things. You'll either see the trailer running level and hardly any bed clearance, and I bet if you look at the bed, there's probably some dings in it. Or the trailer is literally running uphill. So we have bed clearance, but all of our weight is on that back axle, and that is not what we want. So like I mentioned, everything except our living quarters in new Cimarrons, goosenecks, we've actually gone in and we've made this gooseneck drop wall 53 inches. So what that allows us to do is make sure this trailer is running level but still have bed clearance. Now on most goosenecks, non-living quarters, I typically strive for about 8 to 8.5 inches of bed clearance. I like to put my pinky on the bed and my thumb to just barely graze the bottom or not touch at all. So this trailer here is running level. And if you notice, bed clearance on this is 9.5 inches. So we have more than enough clearance for this truck and trailer. I will never say never, but more than likely you'll never end up getting into this bed or this tailgate on this truck because of what we've done there. Now, this is a 3/4 ton. So usually what I do is I have customers go to the back corner and measure to the top of the box, because usually this part's raised up a little bit. This truck here is a little under 58.5 inches when I don't have a trailer on it. But with the trailer on it, it squats it to, somewhere around 56.5, somewhere right in there. But the other thing too is, now imagine if we took away that 3 inches. So if we took away that 3 inches at 9.5, well, now it puts us at 6.5 bed clearance if it was a normal 50-inch gooseneck drop. So that's under our 8.5 inches of desired bed clearance on a non-living quarters trailer. So there's the potential of getting into the bed and tearing it up. Now on our living quarters, we have heavier tongue weight to them because of the living quarters. There we're kind of looking for about that 6 inches. It usually squats the trucks. There's not a lot of give there. So that's kind of an ideal setup there. But by us doing this, again, trailer runs level and we have plenty of bed clearance. Now there's also a couple other things that come into play that we're working with here at Transwest, is on axles. I kind of mentioned them. This trailer here is equipped with two 7,000 pound axles and 16-inch wheels and tires. So we do have some units, the 17.5 wheels and tires and the 19.5 wheels and tires are really gaining a lot of momentum. Well, what we've already done is we've already picked the box up just by tire size. And you go from a 16 to a 17.5, there's an inch and a half. And if you go 16 inches to a 19.5, there's 3.5 inches. So more than likely on those trailers there, you know, we're gonna probably tell you, hey, you can get by with a 50-inch gooseneck drop wall and be just fine. The other thing is axle articulation. So these are set at a 10 degree. There's a 0 degree, there's a 10 degree, and a 22.5 degree are your most common axle articulations. And as those axle articulations are up or down, it will actually manipulate the box raising up or down. So the axle articulation can come into play as well. But for the most part, in today's world on these trailers that we're ordering, we're usually going with a 0 or a 10 degree axle articulation. Now, some people go in and do an axle block. Usually about a 2-inch axle block is kind of the most common. Now, when we're building a trailer, it's a very easy process because we've actually started with the axle trolley and we're actually just blocking it right then and there. It costs about $150 to do it at that point. After the fact, it is somewhere in that ballpark, anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500. And the main reason why is it's still the same part we're putting in there, but it's extremely labor intensive after the fact. You actually have to pick the trailer up, drop the axles, put them on. You should also realign it at that point when you get the axles back attached. It can be done, but it is very cost effective. So with that being said, you know, if you're looking at an older trailer and you're thinking, boy, you know, that is an issue I'm running into. I bought a new truck. I don't want to tear up the bed. Maybe it is time to look at a new trailer. So you could go and do the axle block and raise it 2 inches and spend $2,500 to $3,500. But more than likely, with that money, if you're financing, that's well more than covers the 10% down payment if you're financing on a trailer like this. So now you're putting that money towards a new trailer, newer in years, warranty, new axles, new tires, new brakes, lights, the works. So that's something to consider when you're looking at an older trailer and maybe looking to do an upgrade if you do have a new truck. Now obviously if you're running a flatbed, it's not as big of a deal. You can get by with the standard gooseneck drop walls. But again, think about how you're using what you're normally pulling with, just so you're not tearing up a bed on a new truck as well. But let's jump into this trailer a little bit more. Like I mentioned, it is a 20-foot Cimarron stock combo. These combos are so popular because of their versatility. You can haul horses, you can haul livestock, you can haul your toys in them. And then you also have a tack room that you can lock up. So the stock combos are a very, very popular setup. Guys really like them. They don't want to get rid of them. They'll either keep it or potentially have a friend that would buy it, or they're very easily, you know, able to sell. So we don't get a lot of them in on trades. And a lot of guys will, if they are looking to upgrade, it's mainly because they want to go up in size. Like this one's a 20-foot with a 4-foot tack. Maybe they want to go 24-foot. Maybe they want a different tack setup. Maybe they want to go wider. There's a lot of variations we can do with these setups, and we carry quite a few different setups. This is your more standard stock combo right here. So what we have is a 4-foot front tack room, 4-tier saddle rack, we also put windows in the gooseneck on this trailer. So if you do decide to throw a mattress up there, you can get a cross breeze, keeping it nice and cool if you're spending a night or two in there, sleeping bag, bed rolls, whatever you want. The saddle racks are also adjustable. So if you want to take some out, spread them apart, add more, you can. Plenty of hooks. We put carpet behind it, so we're not, our bridles and everything aren't rubbing on that wall, scuffing it up. Behind it is the escape door that's going to jump into stall number 1. One of the cool things that Cimarron does is on all their stock trailers, so this trailer here with the 2 air gaps is not equipped with plexiglass, but the track is already built in. So if you do decide you want to add some plexiglass, that part's already done for you. You just have to have the plexiglass cut and then insert it into those air gaps. Like I mentioned, 2 7,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles, 16-inch wheels, standard aluminum wheels. These are nitrogen-filled tires, which means our PSI levels aren't going to fluctuate drastically like air will. If you have a slow leak or a low tire and you need to put air to these, you can. That's not a problem at all. But that you can go to about any new tire shop today and they will go ahead and have the ability to fill you with nitrogen. If you do have a slow leak, they can get it patched. Talking about a slow leak in a patch, maybe if you catch a nail or a screw, the vendor that Cimarron uses offers you a 1-year no questions asked warranty on those tires. So if you have a blowout, or again if you have a leak that can't be patched, you take some pictures, you send it in to Lion's Head, and they send you a new tire within a couple days. And then you also get 2 years of roadside assistance with that as well. Talking about warranties, through Cimarron you have an 8-year structure warranty and 3 years nose to tail on this trailer. So here at the back we have a swing gate with a slider. So if you need to butt up to an alleyway, load and unload, you can. Then as we get into the stall area, so this is a 16-foot stall area. So these are 2 8-foot stalls, center slam cut gate. Again, it's a good size for if you're hauling, a few head of horses, maybe some rope and steers, a couple pairs. Also jumping a 4-wheeler in here, UTV, something like that. Your smaller 4-wheelers, you can actually get into one section and shut that gate, and it's not going to take up the whole trailer. What's kind of cool is we went ahead and we did this tie rail on the inside rather than doing tie rings or having the ability to tie around the posts, which you can do. But again, if you add that plexiglass ever, it's going to butt right up against there and you can't get your lead rope around there. So you go actually to your tie rail instead. If you've watched our videos, we hit on it time and time again, but we always like reiterating it. I'm standing on the industry's best floor. This is a 12-inch deck, extruded aluminum, 4-inch centers. So think about that. 4-inch centers, hoof size of a horse, a cow. Wherever they're standing on this floor, they're standing on a support beam. So best floor on the market. I usually tell people if you want to see quality of an all aluminum trailer, one of the first things to look at is look underneath and look at the floor. Look to see how far those centers are spread apart, and also look to see a lot of competitors out there will just take a sheet of aluminum and lay on top of those centers and tack weld from the bottom. So that's where you get those pits and waves over time. Those animals aren't standing on that support. You have massive upright posts. These are the strongest in the industry. Also, the extrusion that they do, you'll see it's nice and flush against those posts, so it's really easy to clean out. But that is a hollow core extrusion as well, so it gains a lot of strength. And then we mention it time and time again. Insulated roof is standard on every Cimarron. We had a hailstorm here couple weeks back. There's some competitive dealers around the area that are having some hail sales, but we are throwing out there that we're having a no hail sale. So there are some older Cimarron models that we have that don't have any hail damage. No dings, no dents, but there are some good discounts for you because the hail didn't touch these roofs on these Cimarrons or the sidewalls based on the heavier duty aluminum they use on the sidewalls and then that insulated roof. So it will take substantial hail, but will also keep these stall areas about 20% cooler for your animals, so making them a little bit more comfortable and cool in transit. We went ahead and put some load lights all the way around this trailer. Here at the back, you'll see these switches, and you'll see 4 switches. And each side of the trailer, the back and then the load space, are all on individual switches. So you can just turn on one light at a time. It's not just one switch and everything comes on. As we get over here to driver's side, a couple things I'll point out to you. Right here's a pull for your center cut gate from the outside. That's a release. Then also on Cimarron's fenders, those are bolt-on fenders. They're not weld-on. So if you do have a blowout or catch something and it tears up a fender and you need to replace it, it's much more easy to do and doesn't cost you near as much, because what we'll do is we'll get a replacement fender and basically you unbolt, bolt the new one on, rather than a weld where you're gonna have to actually cut it off, then weld it on. It just takes more labor, which is gonna cost you a little bit more money. So that's a nice feature that, that Cimarron does right there. We'll just kind of peek underneath that gooseneck drop wall again. It is a single leg manual jack. We'll just work our way around to get you the stock number on this. We also would like to mention, if you are in the market for a new truck, we do have a GMC store, we have a Chevy store, Ford, and Dodge. So we've got you covered on all of those makes if you're interested in that. Here at our Frederick location, we do have some used trucks and haulers, so we can help you out there as well. On this 2020 Cimarron 20-foot stock combo, the stock number is 5N191228. We have the twin to this in a 24-footer, and then we have some other versions of some 20s and 24s with different tack setups. If you're looking for something a little bit different, if you want to build a custom trailer, we can do that. We can walk you through that process. It's very easy to do. So we appreciate you tuning in. We hope that information that we provided was helpful. Give us a call. You can each reach anybody on our sales team and they can help you out. 303-684-3400. Again, my name is CJ Altenberg of Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.